Ah, eventually, it went live. I seem to be having some trouble with my internet today. Tried to speak to Davey. So just I say quick, but they all seem to go on for hours. But um, hopefully it's just a quick one. Just, some things have caught my eye, MFJ. How you doing? Caught my attention, and um, had a discussion with Davey about it. One of the things that I discussed with Davey was even if I said where the chest was, that's not the end of the chase. Somebody said that um, Street would wash his hands of us because I'll probably get it wrong, so I'm not going to say why. But this has always been for me who's who in the zoo. Who can be trusted, who can't be trusted. Are people the chase is real, the answers are real, but everything gone into making it happen may not be, as real as you think. And yet, behind it all, it's hmm. So in the end, everything is real. In the end, everything is real, and the answers will be worth waiting for. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Casper 2. Not Casper 2, the sequel, but there's Casper as well. How you doing? Lots of emojis there. Not sure what the last one is. Trumpet. Trumpet. Fanfare. Um, a whole load of scarecrows on the front that people would assume that's the message that I'm giving because there's a whole load of scarecrows. But it may be that it's a field full of flowers, not scarecrows, or menstrual, because nothing is as it seems. So really, if you look behind the image that I put on the front, screenshot, the type page, whatever it's called, to a random person who is not a random person, to the people that are involved in the chase, it'll seem like a field full of scarecrows. To certain people, they may believe that it's a field full of flowers, because things aren't, what they seem, and words don't mean what you think they do. So it is possible to get a different interpretation from that picture if you were to deep thinking using logic. Or searching with a doctor, maybe. The answers are simple if you follow in the footprints of Forrest Fenn. And when I say simple, I don't mean it was really easy. I don't mean that. But I do mean that everything that Forrest did is truthful and honourable, and in no way is to be considered a sham, a fraud, a lie, a hoax, whatever people try to say. This journey that we've been on has all the emotions you can think of. And for some, not so good, and for others, really good. But for most, there's an angst, and that's if, these people are real. And there's a burning desire, if people are real, to find the answers. And yet, you can, if you just look, if you just listen. There is no specialised knowledge involved other than listening to what Forrest Fenn said and doing what Forrest Fenn did. That's it. That's all there is to it. And then, no, that's a lie. Firstly, you have to have faith in Forrest. Then listen to what Forrest Fenn said and do what Forrest Fenn did. And without the faith, it ain't going to happen. If you do not believe, if you have no intention of believing that Forrest Fenn gave us everything we needed, if in your soul you have to say Forrest Fenn lied, Forrest Fenn is a fraud, Forrest Fenn made a mistake, Forrest Fenn was getting old, Forrest Fenn, whatever the excuse is, then you didn't solve the problem. It's that simple. Now, I've done lots of videos that are saying to people, you didn't solve it because you didn't solve it. You couldn't have. Nobody took part in the thrill of the chase. No one. And Forrest knew that. Absolutely knew it. Before the chase was done, he knew how this would turn out. And he told all of us where we were going wrong. And, most didn't listen. Most didn't care. Again, if they're real, if it's all... Fendi, hello. How you doing, my friend? Oh, well, hello. Well, hello. Yes, well, hello. And Mama Q, how are you doing? I'm good, thank you very much. I'm just opening the delivery from Charlie's eBay auction. Ooh, cool. Shame we couldn't sort of like, get you on here and you could see it. If, we're allowed to see it. Wow, one of the lucky ones. Hey, 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 says Davey B. How you doing, mate? Yeah, I said I would go on, so, it's not a bad time, I don't suppose. I was debating it. Don't put Cooper on the end of that, please, Casper. I was debating it. I was going to look on Stoof.com, see if something should happen, because nothing's happened. I'm hoping that Newman comes in. Something that was said the other day, yesterday, day before, whatever it was. Boo! Ah, you just made me jump. Ghost, is it the chains are rustling? Ernie. And I suppose you lot remember that. Even if it was a song over there, either Australia, might have been Australia or America. Benny Hill. And he drove the fastest milk cart in the West. So there are answers to the Forrest Fenn poem. And people, or a person, don't know how it'll go, but made a statement about me and David B in regards to we're not saying nothing. But if you people are the solvers, all of you who claim to be the solver, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, whatever, you all claim to be the solver. You don't need any answers from me or David B. You have the answers because you solved it. Now, if you concede that you're not the solvers, then your solve is incorrect. And if you are the solvers, then you don't need answers from anybody because you're the solver. And I don't get why people say what they say. Forrest Fenn, it's imperative or vital. David knows the quote, I could forget it. That nobody shares the secret of the location. So why is everybody claiming that they found a chest and then tell people what the location is? That to me doesn't make any sense at all. That is just a slap in the face to Forrest. Like, yeah, we heard everything you said, Forrest. We heard you say don't tell anybody, but we're telling them anyway. I don't get it. I don't get it. Doing great, floating a few points around. Floating a few points. I thought they were flies. Floating a few flies. But they could be called points, I suppose. I'm glad you are. I hope the family's doing well as well. Oh, peekaboo. Floating a few points around. They've been doing vids. Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure what you're getting at there. So I'm not going to tell you, where the chest, where the chest could have been, could have been, could have been, was. But even if I did, even if it doesn't give you the answers. It's important to vindicate Forrest, if that's the word, to shut people up that say there's no chest, it was all bull, he pulled it, etc., etc., etc. You didn't even, nobody found it. If you didn't have the warm water salt answer, you didn't start the thrill of the chase. Again, I say thrill of the chase on this pitch, playing football or whatever it is, hockey, could be any game. Thrill of the chase is being played here, and everybody else is playing on another pitch against each other. They're not helping Forrest. They're not playing alongside Forrest. They're not playing on the same pitch as Forrest. They've come up with their own ideas and their own game, and they're all fighting each other as to what the rules are and what the answers are. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Again, if these people are real, or it's just, put the chaos out there, then nobody knows the answer until such time as it's okay to know the answer, if there is a time that it's okay to know the answer. And again, please listen. This is not saying that I'm the solver, that David B's the solver. This is saying there's information in this poem that could give you the answers. Somebody may have given Forrest the answers, and the chase as you knew it ended. But the chase as Forrest knows it. Who will share in my passion? Who will share in it? Does that mean who will share in it now? I have a passion, and will you share in it with me? In the thrill of the chase? Along with me, will you share in this passion, in this adventure that I am currently on? Nobody did. Nobody was interested. I am not the solver. I'm a very impatient believer. It is what it is. I'm sure if it could have been finished, it would have been finished. Hi MJ, how you doing? I don't think it's delayed purposefully to upset people. Has to happen, has to be done properly. Has to look after Forrest, the family, the person who did this. It has to be done right. It's that simple. Do you miss me too? Do you miss me? Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. YouTuber told me I'm live. 16 minutes into being live. That was nice of them. Why have you been shooting at him like people have been shooting at Trump? That's crazy, that is. Absolutely crazy what's happening over there. I don't know. Politics is just I don't know. I don't know. Can't it be done half-assed? And I know now. No. Sorry, INFJ. This is not about the chest. If it was about the chest, we wouldn't all still be here waiting. And as I've just said, even if you knew where the chest was, you would still need to know the other answers, if there are other answers. But if the chest was the lure, the vehicle, then, to me that says there's something more. Just that statement. You needed a vehicle for the poem. Couldn't just put the poem out there on its own, even though that's all you need. Mario, want did you say? Want did you say? Don't know what that is. I know it isn't about the chest. I want big secrets. Oh, sorry, I can't do that. And that's if we're correct. We could be wrong, but I find it hard to believe. I said to David today, that poem should not exist. It's I know Ben used the impossible poem, but that poem is impossible. It should not have the information in it that it does. Don't know how anyone could have the patience to do the poem the way that it was done. I honestly don't. And it can't just be, I don't know. It drives me nuts thinking about it. Either it was just a poem, written. It was written already, just written. There's a poem. And then Forrest saw all this information in this poem and made it all happen. That impossibility to make all these people do all these things and all these future events we wrote about, and Forrest made them happen too. That impossibility is easier to believe than Forrest wrote about something, then started again and wrote about something else, and started again and wrote about something else, and started again and wrote about something else. And out of the thousands or so things that Forrest wrote about, it condensed down into 160 something words. of all the things that Forrest wrote about. So those two impossibilities. And then the predictions of what was going to happen in the future from back then. So Forrest, he just picked up a poem and made the Powerball and the numbers happen and the delayed drawing of it. It's just crazy. The poem's just crazy. I don't know how he did it. I really don't. You know, the time travel, the information that is 100% accurate, a cryogenics lab, the address, everything. Just, it's just, you know, to me it's impossible, and yet I know it's not impossible because he did it. So I don't know. JCB and Charlo, what's that for? What have I missed? Oh, I know. Oh, damn it. It's a mystery. Oh, it's a mystery. I've been searching for a clue. Bit of toy there. Here's triangulate or triangulation in the poem area. Here's triangulate. I think triangulate could very well be. I'm not sure about triangulation. Triangulate. Triangulate. I would say, if you'd been wise and found the blaze, but quickly down from the Homer Brown. You might find it there, in that area, you know, below the Homer Brown. Might do. Might not do, but it might do. Might even be triangulation. I don't know why you want that, but have you researched the Monroe Institute, Mario? I have quickly looked at it, but not researched it, no. Forrest mentioned Monroe, the painting. Not mentioned the painting, I can't remember the painting. But the word Monroe, the person Monroe, whether it be Marilyn or whatever, it seems to, it's all there. Where? There on the stair. Where on the, what's all there in the poem, you mean? People don't believe things, they play along to it. 136. I thought it's 369. The greatest show on earth with no elephants or tigers or donkeys. Well, there's some donkeys. Don't say there's no donkeys. There's definitely some donkeys. There's definitely some donkeys. It is the greatest show on earth, and will be. JCB's supposed to be the best treasure hunt. Never going to happen, that. Never going to be the best treasure hunt, unless it's just part of Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. And did we have some jackasses? A solve demonstrating staying power is more in line with truth. Here's to the jackers. Humidity is 100%. Not sure what that is. That means it's raining. The monkey's love. Oh, bananas. Grab every banana. Jackers play the floor of populism answers. It never wins. Without the jackers, you don't have mules. Great issue. Absolutely the greatest show on earth. The AC Barnum's got nothing. The Forrest is called the Wizard. Is it called the Wizard of Oz or just the Wizard? I'm sure it's called the Wizard of Oz. There's a book that was called The Wizard. Absolutely 100%, you know, amazing. Woody, where have you been all my life? Hey, trusted. No, not behaving. Well, yes, I'm behaving, but I'm behaving badly. So yeah, behaving, but behaving badly. The simple truth has been given to us from the very beginning. And we made it difficult because we stopped listening. That's how simple, that's what it is. We stopped listening. We concentrated on the poem, didn't hear Forrest. And therefore we couldn't solve the poem. No, we could solve the poem, but not as it was supposed to be solved. We took our own biases, our own bias. I like biases. We took our own bias and created our own world of rabbit holes. And whilst it was our world and our rabbit hole, it didn't seem like a rabbit hole. But other people on the outside looking at each solve, yeah, that's just a rabbit hole. That's not a solve, that's just a rabbit hole. And it's easy to critique other people's solves. The only problem is, it's best to start with your own soul and critique that. And imagine that it's not yours. Imagine it's not your soul and you are critiquing it as someone who wants to destroy it. And in that sense, you have to be Forrest. And you have to be honest. With the words Forrest Fenn ringing in your ears, you have to be honest about your soul and about what Forrest Fenn said. Trust me, I went through hundreds of souls. Hundreds. They were easy. Everybody's soul is easy. And it just gets perfected over the years. But the initial solve, easy. Simple. Really easy. And then, you do some research and you find things out and you change it a bit and move it a bit. But there was only ever going to be one spot. That in itself is probably one of the biggest clues you could have. There was only ever going to be one spot. That, when you get the answers, you'll go, oh, I didn't think he meant that. But there's only ever going to be one spot. Mario, a spy. Aren't clever enough to be a spy. And without mules, you have no mule skinners. Oh, that's almost like a person's name. Mario, you think Jack will come out of hiding? There's no reason why he shouldn't. I don't think he's hiding. I think, if I just don't get why people say the things they do. Jack, imagine, I've said before, but imagine we're in the Matrix. Imagine we're in the Matrix. And this is just being played out. None of it's real. It's just being played out. Jack came on, he did his part, and he went. He's not hiding. He's not needed. At the point in time that we're at, Jack's not needed. So it's not a case of he's hiding or not. He's done what he was supposed to do. And that's it. You don't sit watching a film and an actor comes on, says what he says, and goes off screen and then start shouting, I want that bloke to come back or that woman to come back. Because they might have answers. You wait until the end of it and then get the answers. So you're watching it unfold. You're watching everything unfold that Forrest told you, and basically what if and the big picture. So, INFJ's just said, impatient, wants it half-assed and, just get the answers. But, this is an epic and you have to wait until, they normally take longer than most. And whilst you just want to know, how it finishes, Ben-Hur or whatever, you have to sit until the end and then find out, what happens in the end. I don't think Jack is in hiding. I think Jack's done his bit, and then Mario, a Casper, Wyoming solve. I've been there. I really did. I really did go there. Even the Pond of Truth was um, a place I wanted to go. Never got there though. Worst time of my life that was. Seriously, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, and that's why I ended up doing what I was doing. So in a way, it was a good thing, but I won't do it again. See you later, Fendi. Thanks for coming in, mate. Take care. I'm going to make a Jack in the box and put Jack Stoof jumping out after the. Good on you. Make him jump out of stoof.com. You too, FJ. Well, that would be great. Jack in the box. Yeah, get in the box, get out the box. Anyone have a good kitchen recipe? Throw some ingredients on the sauce, or don't start making me hungry. See how the Jacker finishes. Jack's invited. Good, good. Street of Fire. Street of Fire. I'm replenishing my emergency drinking water supply. Is everyone ready for the next catastrophe? The next one. We've got over the first one. I've got the light. It was supposed to be the match, wasn't it? The last match. Even that. What were we talking about, Davey? I can't remember what it was. The match. The match. Oh, yeah. I remember now. Toasted, I need more chocolate to survive. I think the world is like the weather now. It needs a good storm to reset itself, or forest fire or something. It is absolutely just crazy, crazy stuff. Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. Is that when you say okay? Do you mean Oklahoma? Hey, who is setting folks on fire in OK? My sister lives in Oklahoma, so I hope that's not what you're meaning. I stuck up on hot chocolate. the If the catastrophe is the catastrophe that it's supposed to be, then I don't think hot chocolate's going to save us. I think, therefore I am. But if it's as bad as history repeats itself, if it's as bad as Sumerians, Nephilims, blah blah blah, the ancient civilizations that we haven't been told about. If it's as bad as that, well, where are they? Where are these people that were technologically, Atlantis, etc., technologically advanced, flying machines and all sorts of different things, able to build a pyramid, do those sort of things. If, going by what's happened to them, it's going to happen to us, then I think hot chocolate is going to save us. Just going on what's happened in history. So if those people existed, whatever type of people they were, if they existed, and there's no reason to think they didn't, then what happened to them? So did they have a catastrophe? And if they did they have any hot chocolate? I don't know. Hey, Amy, what did I miss? You don't miss anything when you come on my show. To the untrained observer, the title page, we'll call it. I don't know what you call it. But the picture of the scarecrows. To the untrained, no, not to the untrained, just to, people in general, they will look at that and go, oh, it's a field full of scarecrows. But that's not what I mean it to be. It's a field of flowers. Because things don't mean what you think they do. No, words don't mean what you think they do, and nothing as it seems. So that is a field of flowers. Dorothy may understand what I'm saying, but it's a field of flowers. And yet, looking at it, it looks like a field of scarecrows. So that's what the chase is like. That's what you've missed, Amy. The chase is that if you're not prepared, seriously, if you're not prepared to look at that picture and go, I know it's not scarecrows. I know. Mario put that picture there, and he did not put a picture there of scarecrows. So what is it he's trying to say? Is that a picture of scarecrows? No. I know it looks like a picture of scarecrows, but that's not what I mean it to be. So that's what the chase is. If you think it's a picture of scarecrows, and that's all you want to believe, and you don't want to try to work out that it's not, that's the chase for you. And that's why, you possibly aren't the solver. Because if you believe that is what you see, you're going to solve anything. It's good to see you, Amy, anyway. Trusted, are you trying to extend your long... Extend it? Right. There is nobody older than Trusted. Methuselah was not as old as Trusted. Did Microsoft fix their issues? Bless you. I don't know about that. Everyone's having issues. Not particularly Woody. Just want to be comfortable or warm through the crisis that always happens. We had a city water issue for a couple of months this year, and 7% of municipal water is at risk. Wasn't that the water that had that horrible stuff in it or whatever? Arsenic. Was it arsenic? I can't remember which head it was. Trusted. Nationwide. Yeah, it doesn't sound too good. But hopefully the catastrophe will wait until, the chase is finished. Again, me and David talking, and he mentioned that, there are some things that people who time travel don't come back and talk about. Well, one of them is a catastrophe. but they do say that, there's less people in the world. So maybe something did happen. But it wasn't a catastrophe. It was just something bad. So I suppose it depends what you mean by catastrophe. But these well-off people seem to be moving away from the coast, inland. There must be a reason. Keep iodine drops handy. One goes a long way in your water. Oh, right. But then you would have to have a lot of water. Our water here, my water supply, is awful. I cannot drink my water from the tap. And I think that's disgusting. I think the fact that I pay people to deliver water to my house that is drinkable, potable, whatever you call it, And it's not, I don't know, but in order to be able to drink my water without it tasting horrible, I have to run the hot water tap and have the water from the hot water tap and then boil that for a drink. Because if I take the water from the cold water tap, it tastes foul. Absolutely foul. I have a decade worth of sodium hypochlorite. That's not far off truth serum. What's that for? Mr. Pentel? I don't know what that is, to be fair. The sodium bit I get, but the hypochlorite. What does that do, Trusted? Almost sounds like it want to make you sweat. So, living through the chase, people who believed in Forrest have a desire to know what the answers are. And most accept that Forrest would not ever have left a shit show in whatever he did. Not just the chase, in his life. The belief is that he wouldn't have left a shit show. So he definitely wouldn't have left a shit show in the chase. Therefore, you have to conclude, not assume, you have to conclude that the chase isn't finished. And that whatever is being done is for the take my last flight to a place where even memory has not been. That's for that. So when that happens, the chase that we know will conclude. But what Forrest is making happen will have just started. And when I say just started, I mean, it's already begun, but it hasn't started. When it starts, you have to have filtration also, not just for hand plumbing, but also hand carried water. Well, see, years ago, my dad used to have the drums outside, catch the rain. All good. And when I say years ago, I was a nipper. And rain water wasn't scary. But now, there's that much in the air that rainwater, could potentially be harmful in certain areas. So my dad used to drink the water from the barrels when it had been raining. And he lived a long time. But that's how confident he was that the rainwater was okay. But I don't think if he was alive today, he would do that. The stupid woman can't even speak. Which stupid woman is that? Have we been talking about a stupid woman? What stupid woman is this? is a chlorine chemical that can be used to make bleach. Yeah, I thought, swimming pools and stuff like that, but it uses purified drinking water. To me, that sounds horrible. So I know I wouldn't drink, well, for a few reasons, but I wouldn't drink swimming pool water because of the chlorine. But mm, useless VP. She gets it from the president. You have to listen to the True Geordie. Go on YouTube and listen to the True Geordie. He's been talking about the um, attempted assassination of former President Trump. And he pretty much agrees with me in regard to Joe Biden. And it doesn't matter. Like, I don't say what I say because of the politics. I say what I say because there's a bloke there, he says the same thing. He should be in an old people's home. He should not be running, arguably, the greatest country in the world. He should not be running the greatest country, and he's not running it. There is no way. There is no way, none. There is no way he is running the country. No way. None. And as True Geordie says, this bloke, he's got the nuclear bomb codes. It's like, what? No. No, I'm sorry. It's not about the politics. 5 years ago, he was still, starting to decline, but he was still, a bit sharp. But no, no. For his own sake, they should take him out of there. Not take him out, take him out of there. And, even if she's bad, even if she's, can't talk, then she should run the country. Because he is not able to. There is no way. And anybody, I don't care if you're whatever politics he is, liberal, whatever he is, I don't care which the politics are. If you saw the debate, if you saw it, and any of the other interviews that he did after about the debate, no, no, it's beyond belief that people are just accepting the fact that he is I know I don't even live there and I've got no right to say any of these things, but listen, from the outside looking in, I'm just trying to be honest, from the outside looking in, that man should not be running the country. No way. Never in a, I don't even see how he became president, let alone remains in charge. And if you stick up for him, there is something wrong with the way you see the world. He cannot string a sentence together. He has no idea where he is. Definitely looks like George Burns off The Simpsons. No. He should not be running the country, ever. Not now, no. I don't get it. I really do not get it. I don't get it. Just heard 81 million in 24 hours. Liars. Yeah, no worries. You watch it. This the enemy has been in camp since the beginning, or he just found I have no idea what the world's coming to, man. Who does the plan so he wins the US? Trump. I don't know. 50 years in government. I don't get it. For his own sake, people should just say, look, Joe, give it up, man. You are making yourself look stupid as each day passes. People ask him questions. He just goes blank. This person is in charge of your country. And he goes blank. What the heck? No. He has the most important job in the world. I'm not sure if you have the most people in your country in the world. Maybe China have the most people, but he is responsible for a lot of people and has to make some important decisions. If he just keeps going blank, what the heck? He called his own vice president Trump. He called, I can't remember his name, the bloke from Ukraine. He called him Putin. He was praising that person and then calls him Putin. Yelenko, whatever his name is. And it's like, are you serious? You're the president of the United States. You call your own vice president, who is female, Donald Trump. And you call the person who is running the Ukraine, praising him, Putin. You could not get two statements any more wrong. Any more wrong. Both of them are the total opposite to what it is you're trying to say. To me, that's scary. How can you call your own vice president Donald Trump? The person that you're running against, you give that name to your vice president. The person that you should know that person almost as well as you know your family. And yet you give the name of the person that you call your enemy. And even those statements. Donald Trump is a threat. What? Sorry, what? What sort of language is that to use? Donald Trump is a threat. The person that ran the country for 4 years is a threat to the country. What? Donald Trump is a dictator. What? He ran the country for 4 years and never did anything that is known to be dictatorial. The statement itself, a dictator, is thrown out because Donald Trump is trying to get elected. How can you be a dictator when you try to get elected? He's going through this process of being elected. How can he be a dictator? This is coming from the president of your country, making statements like that. And I'm thinking, what? No. And that one about, the bullseye, what? And he tried to get out of it by saying, no, I meant crosshairs. That's worse, you fool. Put a bullseye on him. No, I meant, look through the crosshairs. What, of a sniper? What? No. Anyway, I want to get off that. That's just crazy. Dictator based empire will become the same as India or India. I just don't. I don't. If I went back, 10 years, the world wasn't brilliant, but it was livable. But now, I have no idea. The politics is just the woke people. What? Just grow up. It seems like the minority want to rule the majority because they haven't had a say. Just, the women, this lady in charge of the flipping Secret Service, 30% increase in women. We want to bring more women into the job. If you can't do the job, you can't do the job. Male or female, makes no difference. You cannot, I don't know what the world's coming to. You cannot say, we want 30% more women in the job. How the hell do you know you're going to get 30% more women apply? How do you know that 30% of those women are going to be capable to do, and they're obviously not, looking at the video, to do the job? This world that we're in now is pandering to people of race and people of sexuality or whatever it is, rather than say, can you do the job? Yes or no? No, I can't. Okay, you don't get the job. That's how it should be. Can you do the job? Yes or no? No. Well, then you don't get the job. You don't get the job based on racism. You don't get the job because you're a different colour. No. I am not giving you a job because you're a different colour, because I want people of a different colour to have a job. No. I'm not giving you a job because you're female. You either do the job or you can't do the job. But now, it used to be the sexism was why you can't get the job. Now the sexism is because that's how you're going to get the job. You will get a job because of your sex. What? Shut the heck up. The world's gone crazy. Shut up. You're not getting a job because you're a woman. You're not getting a job because you're black. You're not getting a job because of whatever. You will get the job because you can do the job. That's how it should be. Not, well, we need to have a black person in there, and we need to have a gay person in there, and we need to have a blah blah person in there. What? Shut up. Can you do the job? Do you pass the interview? Yes or no? And if you can't pass the interview because you're too short, then you can't pass the interview because you're too short. And then, oh, well, that's, what's the word? Vertical, whatever it is. You're picking on vertically challenged people. You're picking on, no, I am doing them a favour by saying you can't do the job because you're too short to do the job. That's it. Or you're too big to do the job. Or you don't have the IQ to do the job. Or you're not fit enough to do the job. That's how it should be worked on. Crazy. You don't say, oh, I need somebody from the NFL to play hockey. You don't do it. You don't say, well, I'd rather have somebody from the NFL to play hockey. No. You don't have women in jobs that they can't do. If they can do the job, by all means. What was her name? What was her name? The one in Rocky. Brit England. She could probably do the job. The CIA. She could probably do it. Somebody like that. Not the CIA, the Secret Service. She could probably do it. But no, shut up. The world's gone stupid. You can have the job because you're female. Shut up. That's crazy. It's all about power. Yeah, but it's not about power though. Well, about power, but that's just stupid. I want an increase of 30% people in the Secret Service or in this. What? You have no idea. You can't even make up that number because you have no idea how many people will apply and how many of those people that apply are going to be capable. And what you're doing, which is why, and I'm not being insulting, why America is not as great as it was, because you're diluting the Green Beret type of person. Now, I can assure you now, there won't be a woman going in there. You either can do it or you can't do it. And if you are a woman who can do it, then you will get the job. But if you can't do it, you can't do it. That's it. You can't do it. Can't say I want women in the Green Berets. Well, you can. I want women in the Green Berets if they can do it. I'm not going to reduce the amount of miles they've got to do, the amount of stuff they've got to carry, the amount of press-ups or push-ups or whatever the criteria is that you have to do. I'm not going to reduce that because it's a woman, which is what they do with the Secret Service or whatever. They have to do less. So, what? No, no, no. Oh, the army's the same. It's all the same. Police, whatever it is. Not just the US, anyway. Biden could not run. Definitely that kid was on the roof. Yeah, they knew. It's just there was people saying, there's a man on the roof with a gun. There's a man on the roof with a gun. There's a man on the roof with a gun. Is there? Oh, okay. Well, hang on. Let him shoot. Let him shoot Donald Trump, and then we'll kill him. So he can't tell no one. And videos have surfaced of that person, talk about killing Donald Trump. So that might be how they recruited him. He's just the person we need. You cannot tell me. He brought the ammunition, and the True Geordie was saying, he brought the ammunition. The person selling the ammunition, like, what do you need this for? I'm just going to shoot former President Trump. Okay, mate, have a good day. See ya. Just no. You cannot tell me that 20-year-old managed. Well, he didn't. He was seen. So he didn't manage to evade the security. He managed to be given access by the security because they all knew he was there. The police knew he was there. The Secret Service knew he was there. There was a bloke from the Secret Service telling people to get out of the way. You're in the way of us shooting Donald Trump. Can you just move over there a bit? Bang, 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 bang. What? These people need to be sacked. It's not democracy to take out the opposition. That's not democracy. Just no. And it's the wrong trend. It's the wrong, I don't know what the word is, but you can't set that as it's okay to do this. Dude, if you're arguing meritocracy, whether mental or physical, the right will lose even more. I don't know what that. Yes, China is a meritocracy. Also, that itself is not enough. You're coming up with big words now, despotism. That's almost anti-establishmentarianism stuff. Must be stopped. Trusted living, absolutely. I'm done venting for now. Well done, Andy. Our government is full of. Oh, that's enough later. See you later, 5. Chase insiders are always sickos and very rightist. What? No. Just honest. He even got a parking spot in a restricted area. Yeah, there is no way he was not allowed to do this. There is no way. Which begs the question, who approached him? How high up does it go? Now, with Biden saying what he said, it's not hard to believe. Listen, they've been trying to get him since they said Russia. All of these court cases, it's the same thing. We don't want Trump in power. So we will do whatever we can to stop him. And then that's the worst example of anything to set. To say that it's okay to kill somebody who half the country, at least half the country, want as president. At least half the country. That's crazy. I'm English. I don't care. I don't care. But I find it hard to believe that Donald Trump did not win that election. I really find it hard to believe that he did not win it. And even more so now, in hindsight, seeing how I thought it was bad 4 years ago. He shouldn't have been running for president 4 years ago. But now, Nancy Pelosi was like 90. What the heck is going on? I understand you need some experience if you want to be a politician, but come on. There's only so long that you should be allowed to be a politician in charge of the country that you're in. I think even Forrest would admit that, at 90, you don't want to be running the country. You don't want to be running the country. Just crazy stuff. And, it doesn't matter whether you're Liberal or Republican. It doesn't, you shouldn't be run. There should be a set age where you can say, right, that's it. And I know, Trump's old. So maybe he should think, well, maybe I'm getting a bit. Yeah, I think we need to talk about Forrest Fenn. You're right. You're right. Yes, Forrest agreed. My political sentiment stands alone. Yes, Mr. Fenn served his country and loves his country, and he didn't serve in vain. Well, that's what I was saying. Oh, it's crazy. So I say, excuse me, I say, in the 1940s, people laid down their life for this country so that nobody would come in and rule over us. And now, come in, come in. Yeah, come in. Yeah, we'll take on board your beliefs. We'll take, whatever you want. Yeah, we'll teach it in the schools. We'll change our whole way of culture. We'll change our whole culture, which is a totally disrespectful way of honouring those people that died to stop people doing that very thing, coming in and changing our culture and making us, into some different country. So those people, I think, died in vain, and it saddens me to think that that's the case. That our politicians don't remember that those people fought to keep people out of this country, and now our culture is diluted. Now, I'm not saying this is not a racist thing. This is a simple statement that we are changing who we are. And same with America. Both proud nations. I used to be proud of my country. Really, absolutely. I love my country, but I used to be proud of it. And the words Great Britain, absolutely. We're a great country. But now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm proud of my country. I wasn't even proud of my football team. I was at the point where I didn't even want them to win because I was ashamed that, the way that it happened. Just anyway. So Forrest did this, is doing this for either if I can't take it with me, I'm not going, or to make everybody a winner. So he was either going to take it with him, which is what people would think with that statement, but I think it's I'm not going to take it with me. I'm going to give it away. And I think, that was possibly it. I don't know. It could be that he wants to take it with him, but a friend of mine worked at Mar-a-Lago when it's downright scary. The powers that be stole the election. Yeah, crazy that was. Crazy. You know, America is officially becoming Noah's Ark. Just, I don't know. Can't we just go back 10 years and start again? And, you know, these are mistakes. What's happening now, they're mistakes. And I am all for respecting everybody for who they are. I'm all for that. But I'm not for I have to bow down because of who you are. If you can get by in the world because of who you are, then fair enough. And if you can do whatever job it is that you're supposed to do because of who you are, then fair enough. But I'm not going to give you something because of who you are. And I think that's what Forrest said, they're going to have to earn it. I don't want to reward an average searcher. If you're going to do this, you're going to have to earn it. So, thanks, Steve. I look lovely tonight. I look almost the same, identical as I did the other night. So, but thanks. And thanks for the show. Don't have an issue with politics. Just came here because it said Forrest Fenn. Yeah, sorry, Stanzalan, you're right. But sometimes, we get distracted by current events. Noah's Ark was not a boat, it was a sanctuary for diversity of tribes before the mayhem begins. What, and then kicked them all out? Okay, coming in before it all kicks off. Okay, it's raining now, you've got to go. I've got to get the animals in. So, not if, the chest is just a lure, so therefore something else happened. And said at the beginning, even if I told you where the chest was, where I believe the chest was, you still wouldn't have any answers because the chest was just a lure. So even if you know where the chest was, it won't tell you what the chase was about. And you won't have the answers that you really need. Because once you find out the chest wasn't where you think it was, there's nothing else. There's nothing else. So it's probably better that you don't know where the chest was, so you can believe that you're still the solver. And also, you can wait until the true thrill of the chase. I said a while ago that the reason the shows are being done is because there are people still here. If there was no people interested in the chase, there'd be no point in doing any of the shows. Now, before the slaughter of the tribes surrounding the sanctuary. I was only joking, trust me. Lo and behold, he lives and will return as promised. Who, Noah? Forrest? Woohoo! That's good. And I say that whoever Forrest is, whoever you believe Forrest to be, because people have different ideas of who Forrest Fenn is, and you should have, that should be one of the requirements of the thrill of the chase. that you tried to find out who and where Forrest is, because it's a statement he made. I'm going to throw myself on that chest and dare to come and find me. So that goes along with Lorraine Mills' interview. So who is the real Forrest Fenn? And more than once, he threatened to kill someone, because if I told you, I'd have to kill you. So that in itself says, nobody should know. Nobody has to know. It shouldn't be said until, it can be said. Our only hope. Oh, what does that remind me of? Our only hope. No, it's Star Wars, isn't it? That's the same as The Chase, I suppose. A New Hope. He never left. He returned in the first century of the first millennium, and will return the first century in this second millennium. He never left. You're trying to confuse me, Trusted. He never left. He returned in the first century of the first millennium, and will return the first century in the second millennium. So if you're returning, you must have left. You're trying to confuse me, aren't you? If you're going to return, then you must. It's like arriving back at the beginning where you started. The silence is golden. So, did anybody think anything other than it's a field full of scarecrows when they saw it? Or did they think, oh, look at that field of flowers? Specific flowers, maybe. Who was talking about flowers the other day? David Paisano. I bet he wasn't talking. He was. He talked about lilies, but he didn't talk about pansies. What other flowers? I can't remember what they were. Can't remember what they were. It keeps repeating itself. It will never change. What's that? The silence or history? Only was doing other business. Only was doing other business. What? That doesn't make no sense. Only was doing other business. I don't know. Stop confusing me, Trusted. That doesn't make. Only was doing other business. No, you're crazy. How can it be great? I have no idea what some people are saying half the time. I have no idea what I'm saying half the time. So, if we can all agree that the chase that Forrest set up had a lure of a chest, which is not really important, it's just a lure, and there is a bigger picture than just the chest, then is it really worth being the solver who found a chest? And adding to that, bearing in mind that Forrest said, don't tell me you found a chest. So if you've got a solve that found a chest, and we know that it's not about the chest, then everybody can be at peace, because you don't need to worry about Jack. You don't need to worry about your soul. You don't need to worry that Forrest has screwed you over, because it wasn't about that anyway. But to add into that, if it was about a chest and you found the chest, which I think is impossible, but you found the chest, then I'm 100% sure that Forrest will indeed look at the Rolodex and see who you are and reward you accordingly. while the evil ones, while the evil ones were doing what they do, which is destruction. When that is over, rebuild the world better. That's what I was just saying though. Can't we just go back, 10 years and realise that we've already made mistakes, and probably 20 years, I suppose. See, people blame the internet, but I don't think having access to information is the issue. I think it's the inability. See, I don't believe in corporal punishment in that strictest sense. But I think once we took away the ability of the parents and the ability of the teachers, the world went to shit. It really did go to shit. Um, Not because of the lack of corporal punishment, but the ability of the parents and the teachers to teach the respect that used to be taken for granted. So there is no respect now. There is no respect for age. There is no respect for females, because people want to change all of those things. And females probably brought it on themselves. We want to be treated like men. What? We want to be treated the same as men. We want the same wage, the same jobs, etc., etc., etc. So our cultures and our mindset changed. So hopefully, the thrill of the chase, gave us a escape from, us going to shit, basically. I I believe that when people know what this was, there's always going to be some. There's always going to be some that people who don't like change. But I don't know how Forrest thought this up. I really don't. I have no idea. Hey, Luli, how you doing? Good to read you. If this hinges on Steve.com, which I don't think it does, I don't want to say we don't believe that anything in that room is as important as everything outside of the room. And it doesn't take much to understand what is outside of the room. It really doesn't take much to understand what's outside of the room. So I looked on there and the picture was still the same. Looked like a bloke dragging a dead man's chest, to be fair. But the picture's the same. The room's the same. Outside, it's all the same. The clock's the same. The song's the same. I never paid much attention to Stiff.com before, but I'm just guessing. I don't like to guess, but because it's an empty wallet, basically, Forrest said something like that. I'm guessing that it's never gone this long without something changing. So therefore, you would have to deduce that somebody has to do something in order for it to change. Not sure what somebody's laughing out loud. Steve, why are you laughing out loud? Hey, Steve, I trusted you. How is the gardening? Barnaby Wilcox. Somebody does. Oh, back again. Somebody does have to do something, Mario. Yes, somebody does have to do something. Um, so I put a thing out the other day, the final countdown. And, this is part of, my scarecrows are part of, what's going to happen. You're supposed to find the doctor. Well, you weren't supposed to find the doctor, but if you found the doctor, out of one many, which is the E pluribus unum, could be related to the doctor, if that is the correct doctor. And that doctor would have the certificate or title at least, or a title. Trying to make sure I get it right. I don't want to say like the wrong thing. Cleaning up first season crops and getting ready for second season crops. Ooh. So it shows how limited my knowledge is, because are crops? No, no, because corn and wheat and maize and barley and blah 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 are crops. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you use the word crops. So I was thinking vegetables and stuff, but it's slow going here, trusted. Try to keep everything watered in this heat. God, don't rub it in. I actually cut the lawn the other day, which is great after rain. But I couldn't cut it too short because of all the rain. I didn't want to rip it all up. Vegetables, yeah. So, did you call vegetables crops? Didn't they call vegetable crops? I thought crops were just like the corn and wheat and maize and stuff. I thought they were crops. But what do I know? I'm not a gardener. I could do with a gardener to do my garden. It's kind of yeah. I think I told you. I asked someone to come around to trim, lop off the tops of the hedges and the shrubs and the trees or whatever. And I had in my mind, it's going to be like 200 quid, 250 quid probably at the most. So he came in and he looked and he went, yeah, £1,400. Yeah. No, what? No. See ya. Anyway, he says on his way out, as he was leaving, he said, well, 750. I said, no, no. I said, I'm not trying to be nasty or nothing, but no, you're nowhere near. Says you might as well leave. Says I'm not even going to barter with you. We talk that sort of rubbish. Anyway, he started to leave again, and then he said, well, what are you thinking? So I said 300 at the most. I'm not going to do more than that. So he went, oh well, business were here. I thought, what? You're not doing me any favours. It's like £1,400. Are you crazy? I'm not going to pay somebody £1,400 to do a day's work. Not on my garden. He go, but there's four of us. Okay, how many there is? Then you'll get it done quicker, won't you, if there's four of you? I'm not paying you £1,400 to do that. The heat here turns native soil to concrete, so I have to keep adding organic material. Probably will take 2 more years to get. Wow. Wow. It's still over 100 here. And lots of fire smoke. You've got a forest fire going. Oh, be careful. Wow, it's that high over there, is it? Oh dear. 100. So that would be nearly 40 degrees Celsius. Yeah, we don't see that sort of stuff. I mean, we're lucky, probably. I'll be surprised if we're in 20. 20 degrees Celsius, I'll be surprised. Well, 36, so it must be 37. 30, is it 36 is 96? Body temperature? 36 is 96, so it must be about 37 degrees. It's very smoky here too. Wow. See, we don't have those sort of issues, but we all seem to talk about it, in the chase every year, the forest fires and that. And I always wonder why. I know you have to, leave the forest because I'm not allowed to dig or do anything, but to just allow it to, kill people, kill animals, ruin stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Many fires in the west. So we've had probably the wettest. I know I'm no expert, but it seems like the wettest year that I can remember. Coming into summer, and yet you're having forest fires. Mm. Well, I wish everybody, is safe, even if, excuse me, even if you're not involved in the fire itself. The smoke and that can be, bad. So, and the dust or whatever. It shows how different, different parts of the world have to contend with different things. I mean, you have it worse anyway because you have like dangerous animals, forest fires, tornadoes, all sorts of weird and wonderful things, and we don't have nothing like that. I think we have, you know, slightly poisonous, snakes or something, but slightly, you know, they won't they won't kill you. Yeah, maybe. Um, DB, maybe. Well, I think that was to do with Steve.com. Somebody has to do something. I try to work out why people say what they say if they're real searchers. So, like, I look into chat and I think I've said some things, and not one person says, "What? You know, what do you mean?" And it's like, so you already know about it, it doesn't come as a shock. WA, what's that? No time to think. WA. No, worse. No, that's Massachusetts. Well, no, I can't think. I thought I knew most of them. Washington, is that a state? Is Washington a state? Yeah, state of Washington. Is that what that is? WA. No, but that's not the West, is it? Is it the West? Washington. Hey, pirate, how you doing? Hi. Oh, state, not DC. Yeah, Washington State, isn't it? Is that what WA is? I can't think of another one. WA. I've never, I've never actually seen WA. Good. Hope you're doing well. Oh, he is doing well. Thank you very much. Trying to work out, if I need to get in touch with someone, but not if I need to get. So the poem says I have to um, get in touch with someone in order that someone can do something. And that's what the picture is on the front. If you understand what that and who that relates to, and I've already discussed that. Thanks. Yes, Washington State. Phew. Hey, Queen. How you doing? It's the first time I've seen. So, in my mind, Washington's always been like a town, just a town. Washington, the town of Washington, not the state of Washington. Even though I do know that it's a state, and I don't think I've ever seen. Like I see the NM and the WY and the stuff, but I've never seen the WA. Well, well, well. You're doing well. Top left. What's top left? Oh, top left of the America on that side. So, AKA W. Yeah, I get I say get confused. So Florida, I know Florida's on the east. But I don't know why I have this image in my mind that Washington is on the east. When I see people go to the Statue of Liberty is in Washington, isn't it? That's what I have in my mind. The Statue of Liberty is in Washington. And when I see people pulling up to the Statue of Liberty, it always seems to be on the left. So my perception and assumption is that Washington is on the east. Because if it's on the left of the ship, you'd think that the land is there, the ship is here, and on the left is Washington. And yet it's on the other side. So therefore, the ship is here and the land is here, and that would be on the right. If you understand what I'm saying. But that would depend which way you were coming, wouldn't it? But I always, in my mind, I know Florida's on the east. And for some reason, which is where they landed further up, isn't it? Have correction. All states gave short abbreviations. East state of Washington is West Coast. Yeah, West Coast, yeah. I say in my mind, when I see the films and people see the Statue of Liberty is always on the left. And just that image almost seemed like it was on the East Coast. As the ship came in and you look left and it's on there, but it's not. I have that effect on people. I'll get there in the end. But yeah, I don't know why. I do know why I always thought Washington was on the East Coast. But I do know that it is on the West Coast, along with San Francisco and those sort of things. I'm trying to think of the other place. What's that place that Beaufort's in? West Virginia. Beaufort is Virginia, which is on the east side. Casper 100. Statue of Liberty is in New York, and that's New York top right. There it is. That's why it's wrong. It's New York, not Washington. One way in there. So that's what's wrong. That's what I've got wrong. I'm confusing New York and Washington. And New York is on the east, and Washington is on the west. So W for W. New York. That's what. Thank you. That's what I'm getting wrong. So Statue of Liberty is in New York, which I knew, but it didn't sink in, and not Washington. And that's why it's confusing. Because it always seems to be on the left, and I'm thinking, well, it should be on the East Coast then. Thanks for that. That's what the confusion was. So why? No, that's impossible. But yeah, makes sense now. And that helps with the times as well. Excuse me, that helps with the 5 hours behind. 5 hours behind. Yeah, the 5 hours behind is East Coast, excuse me, 5 hours behind East Coast, or 4 hours behind, whichever it starts, and then it goes further to 7 hours where Wyoming is, and then more when you go over to Washington. So I should know that because Oregon, that trail goes out through Oregon and then onto Washington and San Francisco. And that. I should know that. I should know all of that, to be fair. Why have I? Yeah, why have I confused them? I don't know. There is only one way in. Which way in are we talking about, Davey? Excuse me. So maybe I will, maybe we will get in touch with someone. We did look today, yesterday. We did look yesterday, just to make sure. So when people say those things, me and David can't quite work out if everybody left in the chase is all part of it and not obviously part of the chase, but all part of the solution. Like everybody really knows what the answer is. They're just playing the game. But you know, I don't understand why it's so hateful. I don't understand why Ben hasn't done a show. Or Capra. I don't think Capra's on the show either, is she? I don't understand if they've been told to stand down. Ben was supposed to do a show that I could have gone on. He hasn't. So if you're lurking, Ben, you're in trouble. I'm joking. Something should happen today. Could be interesting. Your today, my today. Not your today, your tomorrow, my today. Davey's today. Could be interesting. Why are you laughing, Casper? I mean, that should be really interesting. I think it, so just waiting to see what happens before committing to something else. Hello, Casper, I'm back. I thought your name was MJ. K-Pro is going live tonight. Ben said he isn't doing a show until there's something to talk about. There's always something to talk about. Even if it's just talking about other people talking about other people. No, but there's always something to talk about. I mean, the whole idea for people being here was supposed to be to solve the poem. I'm not being horrible or funny, but you obviously haven't solved the poem if you found a chest, because that's not what this is about. So therefore, everybody should be talking about the poem. Like, what is the something more? The secret treasure, the sharing in the passion, the adventure, the story, the to keep a secret. What is all of that? What? There's loads to talk about. Yeah, that was brilliant. That Secret Garden. Um, Probably better than Greg's Secret Garden. Well, that's pretty much what I'm just saying. Something new is what could be something more. What did Forrest have planned? Why wearing the bracelet is, best revenge? Why the nothing is as it seems? Why Jack? Not that Jack. If Jack is not believable, then why Jack? Why? There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to discuss. In order to find out, unless you don't want to find out, in order to find out why Forrest went to such great lengths to do all of this. Hey Otis, how you doing? Ding, ring a bell. Just wondering who knows who it is. The word thing rings a bell. You're starting to sound like Newman came in and said, you know, someone would say, "Hi, Star, how you doing?" Someone would say, "Do the right thing," but see, this is the weird bit that people know answers, but ask for answers. The fact that somebody asked about, a word, but the fact that they ask about that word means that they already know the answer. And then another word. Greg called it Sleeping Indian. Its correct name is Sleeping Ute Mountain. Thanks, MJ. It truly is a secret special place. Well, a lot of effort went into creating it, that's for sure, in the middle of, a wood, as it were. And if you're brave and in the wood. But see, well, I suppose the path and everything must be made for people to get there. But whether people know that it's there or not is another matter. It reminds me of Dell's scrapbook where he went, I think he said he missed it, the turning, some duff, the foliage or whatever, went down this lane into this hidden place when he went to meet somebody. So it's possible that people They don't live off grid because they're connected, but they live separate from the outside world, as it were, but hidden away. Um, Trying to remember I know where it was. I don't really want to say where it was, but I found it strange that Dale, Dale would write about something like that. So it's like those sort of things. Like there's almost a private conversation going on. I think there's something like that in, where is it? Is it in Spain? It's in the shape of a person lying down. Actually, it could be in America. I could be confusing the two now. But it's like a person lying down. Um, that might be the place you're talking about. Is that the place? Is it a mountain range that looks like somebody lying down? Mario, what a story Forrest told. So if nothing's what it seems, then well, he said as much as any man can even out, 85% true, 15% embellishment. It's in Oregon. No signs, no mentions, no directions, no people. That's a bit of a drive, isn't it? From Utah, it's up, isn't it? Up, or is it straight up, or up and to the left? Utah, Montana, right. Wyoming, right. Oregon. So there's a fair. You must have gone past the moon craters and that then to go up to Oregon. Did you go past them? Found it while hiking some trails. In my mind, where I'm in Idaho. Isn't that lower than Utah? New Mexico. Colorado. So Idaho. Utah. I thought Utah was higher up. Utah's opposite Wyoming, isn't it? And Montana is that's where the no man's land is, isn't it? Or am I mixing them up? No man's land, Wyoming, Montana. I thought Utah was there. Yeah, but I'm saying to get to Oregon, you have to travel up, don't you? Travel up to get to Oregon. I wonder if DB Cooper knew where it was. Just trying to get my bearings. I'm sure Oregon is up from Idaho and Utah. west of Montana. Northwest of Montana. Might have to add that to a bucket list, Davey. See the secret garden in Oregon. Is there a history of it, Luli, or just it just exists? I forgot what I was talking about now. Did anybody come up with the answer to Stoof.com? Not being Rocky. Not Rocky. Rambo. I wonder if it was Pirate pulling that chest. Oh, it's gone quiet in chat. Everybody stopped talking. So, probably late on tomorrow, should something happen. I may contact someone. What? What's the what for? Should something happen tomorrow? What? So I came on tonight really because I don't get why, you know, Tigger said that Street said, I don't know the exact words, but basically Street was, washing his hands. But if everybody thinks they're the solver, then why are they worried about anybody giving answers? Because they should have the answers already if they're the solver. And Forrest said, don't tell no one. Mary, you're certainly brown today. Do you have the chest? No, that's just the Homer brown. No, brown today. I thought I was less brown today than I was the other day. No, I don't have the chest. I can tell you where there was a chest and why it was there. Why it had to be there. Anyone can go if you find the secret entrance. No signs, no directions, no mentions, no people. It's magic. You can do magic. Nothing like a good old-fashioned war chest, but a rebuilding chest is so much better. I have other thoughts of chests, but I'm not sure what's going on. Hi, Mr. Pirate. Yo ho ho and a dead man chest. Actually, where's Richard? I haven't seen Richard. No, who's Skidoo? No, there's quite a few missing today. Can't understand that. Nothing like a good old-fashioned war chest, but a rebuilding chest. Street is bait, he said. I thought it was a chase. He mistook my feminists. Well, I know that, he said something about holding mirrors up and, revealing stuff, and I don't know. I don't see why that. Oh, the buck moon. Hey, Zozo, how you doing? So I didn't see the chase was about trying to get one over on someone or beat someone or argue about something that you can't possibly, you know. I just don't get why everybody does what they do. What, man? What? Don't know what that is. What was? Welcome to Leo season. Has it started already? July. Oh yeah, yeah. It goes into August. I don't know what the what Mario is for, Lily. I don't know what I said. Yeah, and I don't get why these people say and do these things. If you're real searchers, then surely the thing that you should be concentrating on is what is the answer to the poem, and then just discuss it. Obviously, have your opinion, but listen to others. And if it's not about chess, then the discussion must then be, well, what is it? And how do you know? Street is not my type. I've made lots of, my friend, lots of. Yeah, I don't. Maybe he's hoping that you were. I just don't. I don't see why people have to be called out. I think most people know the genuine, people in the chase, and most people know those that aren't. Some, can fool you because I thought Dark was, a genuine person, and then apparently it turns out to be, not so genuine. But again, it's, is it part of the play that we're watching or the movie? Forrest said if you don't have a program, then how are you going to know? So Lee thought it was funny, but he retracted it, so I have no idea what she thought was funny. Well, there's nothing wrong with being. Oh, happy birthday, Leo! Birthday, Mr. Rocks. Friday. Would he want to flirt? Bring it on. Yeah, she said he played us all. Well, I don't think he played me. My B-Day is the same as Carl Young's B-Day. Does that make you Carl Young? My son's B-Day is the death day of Carl Young. Oh, it doesn't make you Carl Young, then. Wow, that's weird, isn't it? Somebody was saying that their birthday was the same day as Forrest's mum or something. Can't remember who it was. Can't remember now. Quack, quack. Be right back. Okie dokie. I don't know what the duck's there for. Yes, happy birthday, Zozo. Are we allowed to flirt then? Try and work out how to flirt. I think the chase has been, good, a good environment mostly. There's been some bad apples, I suppose. I don't get why. I don't get why people have like tried to put out some sort of story when in fact, it's totally different. The reality of it is totally different. Again, it goes down to, are they real searchers or just part of this? Hey Richard, how you doing? I was just asking about you. Yeah, we're waiting for, some news tomorrow maybe. Um, might have to get in touch with somebody. Actually, we were talking about you today or yesterday, me and David. Um, I think David was going to send an email or something, but street friend, street is just street. Yeah, I haven't fallen out with street. The street's obviously fallen out with me because obviously what he said. Me and Davey, obviously what he said, but I don't see the information that I got. I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But the information that I got was, because we haven't, that we know and we haven't said anything. But I just, if you're claiming that you're the solver, why are you worried about anybody else telling you anything? There should be nothing that somebody could tell you that would, be of too much interest. If you're the person who solved it, it's been fun while it lasted. But, well, see, I don't think that now that it's been done, I don't think it's going to end. Whatever Forrest set in motion is, well, I can't say eternal because I don't know, but it's going to last a long time. And if John Collins Black is part of what Forrest Fenn has created, I can't remember what it turned out to be. His name, the synonyms, I can't remember what they are. I can't remember what they are now. Should that long ago that I did it. Well, John Collins is a drink. I don't know what that drink is now. Doesn't matter. But there's still supposed to be more fun. I don't get why it's been fun while it lasted. I think you know Street brought up my husband, etc. My husband and I have no idea why people need to do all that. I don't know why they have to keep a book on everybody or videos of everybody and then try and make them look bad. I think that's what the chase is supposed to be. Integrity. Yeah, I don't understand why. I don't understand why they pick on women anyway. There's no gratification in doing that. I don't think. And we appreciate you too, Richard. I think everybody does. Anybody in this chat, all 19 people, would probably say the same about you, Richard. Just thinking about Dorothy lit the fuse. I was trying to work out with Davey what that was about, because how does Dorothy light the fuse? How? So she was the place that would sell the book. But that doesn't mean that the chase takes off because Dorothy will sell the book there. Try to work out what that meant. So, obviously, Dorothy's important. Thanks, Casper. Cues the theme to Casper, the friendly ghost. Fun fact. My late brother-in-law owned a white Camaro. He called it Casper. Camaro. Trying to think what the film was that was in. I can't. 5? What does 5 stand for? 5 chests or 5 birds? And a scissor tail. Street is a dick sometimes. I don't understand why it has to be. Again, just part of the show, or we can all be a dick sometimes, but it doesn't stop you being, a decent person just because you're a dick sometimes. But I don't understand the need for it in the chase. Excuse me. Great, that's good, Mama Key, that is. When people show you who they are, believe them. Street's probably in here listening, but I drove it one time to a car show. He died the year before, but we went at the show. Oh. I don't like Josh Jordan. I don't mind Josh. I just think some of the things that he says are a bit toxic, but it's hard to make a judgment when nothing is as it seems. So that's what keeps ringing in my head. And that was ringing in my head, before I knew the statement that Forrest made, about nothing is as it seems. Because, I couldn't believe, what I was reading. And, it didn't make sense and it didn't ring true. Or, even just don't believe in, don't believe in Jack. The jest is just a lure. 9 Mile Hole. It's all written in the poem. Even how to get, even how to get there. It's hard to know. It's not hard to know. It's hard to believe that the information that Forrest gave has not just come straight out of the poem. That makes sense. Basically, the poem is the play. The poem is the film. The poem is the Matrix. Everything that we're going through is because it's in the poem. But it's not real. It's just, this is the script and this is what has to take place. Because the poem had to be that way. So there was never a concern. Yeah, there was. It was not that it was a bad thing, just that did these people know the answers to this poem? Or are they just trying to find the answers to the poem? It almost seemed like they got the poem from the future because of all the future stuff that it knows. They got it from the future and brought it back, but they don't have the solve to it, so they don't know what the answer is. So they put it out into the whole wide world and said, can somebody solve this? And then if you solve it, we'll know what the answer is and we'll get whatever the answer is. That's how it seemed like 4 or 5 years ago. Weird place, weird to read, weird to try to understand what the poem was about, who Major Forrest Fenn was, really, who Del Knightsville was, Simpson Meacham and that. I take it that Douglas Preston is a real person because he writes the books and everything, so he's real. If he's real, then are these other people real? That's where my head was. I've been writing who I am for a long time. Some people just don't pay attention. No one is who they say I am. Will always be who I am. I am what I am. And what I am. Cue that one, Sozo. Needs no excuses. Mama Q, you're right. She is right. She's pretty much always right, to be fair, Mama Q is. Something. I think I think everyone believes you're Forrest Fenn because you wrote Woody Bog. Blocking you, Zozo. Well, what have you done? I'm finding my voice and speak up when someone says something untrue about me, then move on. Yeah, that's what you can do. You shouldn't have to take it, that's for sure. Because I know who I am, but I am meek. I am stronger, it says. That's how the song goes. I am. Meek shall inherit the earth. Why be someone else? Silly, I have enough on my plate. Just be me. But you are someone else. You're Zozo and whoever Zozo is. Mama, why'd you block Zozo? Nikki, how you doing? I'm a real swan, feathers and all. That's good to see you, Nikki. Or read you anyway. It's probably because you're an atheist. Zozo is not on here, he's not blocked. But see, I don't get the argument. If somebody wants to believe, that I don't know if you know him, Andy Pandy. Who do you know? If somebody wants to believe that the Lone Ranger is a god, you know, that's up to them. You know, the fact that you don't agree with them doesn't mean that you have to fall out or argue or say that they're stupid or whatever. I don't get it. Black Swan. So this makes me think: do we get to hear the fat lady? That's the important thing. Is the fat lady gargling as we speak? And I'm sure that some people are, oh, that's not politically correct. You can't say those things. Blah blah blah. But, so Forrest mentioned that. He mentioned CNN. I'm sure he mentioned KPRO. Um, Davy B seems to reckon 3 major news outlets. I can't remember that. I don't know. If it's two-ton Tessie, probably not. No. White Swan, White Swan. I'm just a humble old man. Well, old. I'm an old man as well. I don't know if I'm humble or not. Don't know if you can say you. White feathers. I thought white feathers was to do with cowardice. Wasn't that the film? What was that film? Does anybody know what that film was? Is it Lawrence of Arabia? Lawrence of Arabia got the white feather? Because I speak the truth and they despise it. Oh, poor babies. The truth hurts them. Yeah, but sometimes that's it. You don't have to hurt people by telling them the truth. If yeah, I don't get it. If you know it's going to hurt someone, why say it? It shouldn't hurt anyone, and it doesn't to me. You can't handle the truth. Chain jerking, bad for your health. Truth? You can't handle the truth. Show me the money. Yeah, but there's quite a few people that go out of their way to hurt people knowingly. They know that it's going to hurt someone. They're going to say it no matter what. It's like, why? Makes sense. Talking about those people, Tigger's not here. It's been drilled into them to hate. Leave dead dogs lie. Oh, on the bridge. It exposes them. Haters Club. I have no idea why. I really don't. I don't. Not something that I can understand. Yeah, but that's their life, isn't it? You're basically saying that believe my arrogance and I will make you afraid with what I'm going to say. So believe that instead of the stuff that somebody else has done to you. Oh, have weakness. Weakness. I think, live and let live. Those that want to believe, believe. Those that don't want to believe, don't believe. Neither will change the other's mind. So, do you, Woody? I have no idea. I don't know you. But he's telling you who he is earlier on. He said, I've been saying who I am, and nobody's listening. Do you worry I have it or something? I don't show you blocked, Zozo. I don't have anyone blocked. Ah, there, Zozo, there. That's a bit like me. You know, people say, oh, I'm blocked. It's like, well, I haven't blocked it. You would be the only one who would say if you do or don't. No, not me. I didn't know you did a show, a stream or a video, Mama Q, for Zozo to be blocked on. Again, Mama Q, it looked like in the chat earlier that others were responding to you, but I didn't see you. Ah, now as I comprehend. Ah, very nice. To be incorrect. I don't show you blocked. I removed some comments. Ah, I see, said the blind man. Yeah, I don't understand this blocking stuff either. I have somebody blocked now. It's Smoking Joe, but well, hidden because it just doesn't listen. It's like if you keep saying that, I'm gonna, you know, block you. And just keep saying it. It's like, well, why are you just saying it? You could do right. Why would you block someone? Like I say, I hit Smoking Joe because he was just. I was trying to explain to him that I have a soul for a chest that doesn't involve any sliding or colouring in or anything like that. It's just a simple read the poem, a little bit of imagination, job done. You know, simple, easy, arrive back where you started, straightforward solve. I must have been, well, getting on for 10 times. But I told him, you know, it's not about the soul for the chest that he didn't find, that Bill didn't find. It's not anything to do with those squares. It's just reading the poem as it is in the book Thrill of the Chase and, you know, imagining, you know, slightly different words. And he wouldn't have it, he just kept saying it. So I have a new book coming tomorrow, Leningrad Codex. Ooh. It was about where I live, just yes. That's fair enough. Strange, someone comes to a live stream with so many different people and you block someone, no reason. You all have opinions. So many different people and you block someone. Yeah, like I say, I wouldn't block anybody. I've said to Davey, well, I say to most people, the only way to make a really good decision is to have all the information. If you block people from giving you other information, how can you make an informed decision? It's been, I mean, I've been through lots of different streams with Paul and different people, you know, that aren't good, but I don't block them. You try to be a friend, but someone who says, oh, deceptive and just playing the game, be careful. Yeah, I know all about that as well, and that's what I'm saying. It's no different now than it was 4 years ago, 5 years ago when I sent Forrest an email. It's like, who do you? And Forrest said, you know, don't trust anyone. It's like, but you set it up. If I can't trust you, who can I trust? Richard, if you don't build a block wall, then someone might. Richard, if you don't build a block wall, then someone might find it. It just showed immaturity. Gotcha. I do the same sometimes. Hi, Sophia. I see you are on, and it is time for me to dine. That is plausible. I'm probably one of the older people in the chase. I sure hope answers come out of. If not, I'm content with all the research I've done. You've done a lot of research. I found a lot of interesting stuff, Queen. And there's, potentially more to be found. I only agree with an interactive podcast. Yes, dine and wine with Mario. So you can eat and then moan with Mario. Wine, because words don't mean what you think they do. Dine and wine. WHINE. Richard, have not seen you in a while. I keep missing stuff due to chores and sleep. Yes, sleep's good. I might block someone if they have a nice chest to show me. Yep, let dead dogs lie. Christmas ethics. Bye bye. Are you going, MJ? Oh, ciao ciao. Thanks for popping in. Right, yeah, that's a good time to pretty much call it soon then. So there's me saying that Capro, doesn't do a show and then she'll be on in a minute. So, just before Ben to go on, if Charlotte gives him any information. Have a nice time. Hope it's not too hot. Just cover up if it is. Maybe even wear them. If there's all that smoke, I don't know where you are, but apparently there's forest fires and smoke, which is not good. Today I was wondering if the solver is the one to say the story and that one individual passes. Would anyone ever know the truth or the story? Yeah, I wonder about those things too. Not getting any younger. There is the story will come out. Doesn't need the solver. None of this needed the solver, which I've been saying for a long time. Forrest didn't need a solver. Um, to do what he wanted to do. So this would have, carried on with or without a solver. The only thing is, did Forrest want to be altruistic and give it away? Is he saying, if I can't take it with me, then I'm not going? Does that mean if I can't take it with me, then I'm going to give it away? If you die with more than $50 in your pocket, you're a failure. Is that saying something else? Why should you not have the $50? Yeah, I do wonder that though. But at least in our case, me and Davey, there's two of us, so if one of us popped, there's still the other. But in some cases, or most cases, there's only one person that knows what they know. Fun find from the weekend, a nice group of early 60s surf music. Jan and Dean and all them people. The Beach Boys. Dick Oh no, different ones. Trashman Ventures. Very clean copies too. Ooh. So if the solver is gone, who is to tell the story? Well, isn't Forrest the solver? Isn't Forrest the finder? Up to the finder could be, it's up to Forrest. So, and he's shy. Well, not shy, but he doesn't want people to know. And he's from back east. If Sylvian, who's Sophia, no one. Then it appears the delay is permanent. I guess someone else could solve the poem, but will they? Interesting. Interesting. Be right back. I'm afraid so. Oh, I guess someone else could solve the poem. But will they? Yeah, I'm of the opinion that no. No, they won't, because they're not prepared to put in the time and effort. Sophia, I concur. Thanks, man. I finally had time to listen, being so busy. Thank you, Lily. I'm hoping that everyone keeps a dream alive. At the end of the day, I said before, and I was told Davey as well, even if I'm the solver or not, this wasn't about me trying to claim anything. And if Forrest wants to take it with him, Forrest takes it with him. I wanted to solve the poem. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to solve the poem. I wanted to try and work out what it was that Forrest Fenn was telling us, what he did, what this was about, and Forrest making it happen. That's what, you know. I was never bothered about Jack. I was bothered about Forrest taking the last flight, place where memory hasn't even been, the spot. That's what I was bothered about. There's a lot of information in that poem. There's a lot of stuff to find. You can have fun. I said to David, I don't want to find all the stuff. I didn't even, it didn't matter if I found the chest, it didn't matter if I found anything else that, Forrest had hidden in there. In the real world, Queen Anne was a heavy set lady. I'm not any longer and I do not sing. I still got 3 more cases of water to boil. Wow, that's a lot of water. Forrest and Fergie both passed, and several others that are gone. That is an excellent question. To solve, I said earlier, if I told everyone where the chest was, that still wouldn't be the answer. So you would know, say you knew where the chest was, and you knew 9 clues. That doesn't answer what this was all about. So would you be happy just to know where the chest was and what the 9 clues possibly could have been, and then forget it? Just walk away and not even be interested in anything else that was involved. Put in jars for emergency drinking water supply. Is it about a long lost painting? Will we ever know the real Forrest? Forrest might be the real Forrest, but he did answer the question that he wasn't the real Forrest. So, Lorraine Mills, who is the real Forrest Fenn? I hope nobody ever finds out. If everybody who has a soul doesn't understand that finding the chest doesn't involve that other person that Forrest is talking about, it's hard to believe that finding the chest was the answer. Everyone knows that Major Forrest Burke Fenn hid a chest in the Rocky Mountains. And he's attributed to that. That's what he did. That's what he said he did. So, what did the real Forrest Fenn do? Who nobody's supposed to find out. So your soul, whoever you are who claims to have solved it, should have that information, should understand that information, should know the difference between Major Forrest Burke Fenn that hid a chest in the Rocky Mountains and the person that he hopes nobody ever finds out and what that person did. When the gold reaches 10 million. Yes, and it did. It went past 10 million, and yet people don't understand that. I think that was, I can't remember now, was it 2020? I can't remember. Might have been 2019. Reaches 10 million. I mean, there was no way, and I said it before, there was no way that gold was ever going to reach 10 million when Forrest was alive. He would have to live a few lifetimes for it to be worth 1 million when he put it out there, and then be worth 10 million. So there's a reason why he said it, which is the same reason as, if you died more than $50 in your pocket, you're a failure. That's how the two can be joined. A long lost painting. Will we ever know the real Forrest? I don't think it's about a long lost painting. See, most people in the chase think too small. Forrest asked the question, not asked the question. Yes. Who says I can't affect the future? So a statement question. Who says I can't affect the future? So therefore, if you have a solve that doesn't say why Forrest is affecting the future, it's hard to believe that's correct. Because Forrest will indeed, or is already, has affected the future. So therefore, no, it's not. It can't be about a lost painting because that's not going to affect the future. And by affecting the future, I think, it's a global thing. When Forrest was doing this, people just limit themselves to a chase community. But Forrest is talking to everybody. His statements are for everyone because he doesn't know who's going into the chase. The 9 billion people on the planet could have, well, not 9 billion, not babies and kids, but the people that Forrest was talking to was the whole world. And affecting the future means affecting everyone. I think, I don't know, that's up to Forrest if people know who the real Forrest is. When the goal reaches, I've read that. Hang in there, Queen, have faith in a maverick, it's all good. Everyone trusted Jim Jones too. Who the heck is Jim Jones? Grape is my favourite flavour. Bloody spider. So I've seen stuff. Mario, did you and David find out what he did from the secret trove? Yeah, see, that's what I was saying about Trusted the other day when he made a statement, but I don't think he realised the statement that he made. You have to know the words that you're looking for in order to read the poem. Basically, what he was saying. If you know the words that you're looking for, you can read those words in the poem. So if I was looking for the Powerball lottery, I would already know the words Powerball lottery. But if I know the answer and then I find it in the poem, I already know the answer. And that's what people don't understand. If you already know what it is you're looking for, then you can find it in the poem. But you already know it to find it in the poem. Or you just find it in the poem. Which one is it? If you already know the answer, so I already know Powerball lottery, I look for Powerball lottery and I find it in the poem. Or I just find Powerball lottery in the poem. So does the poem give me the answer, or does the poem confirm the answer that I already have? And that's what Trusted didn't realise when he said it. You already know, you know the words. You're looking for the words, you already know them. Well, if I already know the words, I already know the answer. I know what the answer is before I find it in the poem. If I already know the words. So how does that work? But the secret trove is in the poem. There were no rules for the secret treasure. Don't think too small, think big picture. Flavoured cherry red. I'm a Smith, not a Jones. Welcome to the colony. A Smith, to be trusted. Alias Smith and Jones. That was a good program. I used to watch that. The answers I already know. Exactly. The answers I already know. So there's the issue with what people say, about things that I do. If I need the words before I look them up in the poem, then I already know what the answer is before I look it up in the poem. Like them all grey pet, orange crush, strawberry Dr. Pepper. Hi, imagination. Wouldn't it be great if there were a bell or jar hidden somewhere at every clue? You might be able to go back and double check your soul. I think that would be super cool. I'm not going to answer that, but it would be cool. But when you hear the answer, you wouldn't have to go very far. DNA would affect the future. I don't know in what sense, but alien DNA. Oops. Could be there too. Hello, Mr. Mercer. Hello, Mr. Imagination. It's good to have you here. I have a big vocabulary. Oh, of course, I know all the words I used. Have you figured out what knowledge means yet? No, I have no knowledge. I already told you I knew what knowledge meant, but it's knowledge. Knowledge. And I don't need to work out what anything else means because, as far as I'm concerned, I stopped searching 2020, 2019. When did I start searching? I think I sent the email to Forrest in 2020. And that's a true statement. There was nothing that I needed to look for. The spot, there was only ever going to be one spot. There was only ever going to be one spot, and that could be chest or treasure, trove, whatever you want to call it. There's only ever going to be one spot. Those people that say that Forrest moved the chest, that's impossible, because there was only ever going to be one spot. If there's only ever going to be one spot, why the heck would you move it from one spot to another spot? How would you be able to explain that? That is such a stupid thing to say, that the chest was moved. If there's only going to be one spot, there would only ever be one spot. You cannot explain to somebody, well, I said there was only ever going to be one spot, but then I moved it. So the relevance of this special spot is null and void. No, it's such a crazy thing to say. So there was only ever going to be one spot is very important. And to arrive back where you started is just as important. If you have a solve that doesn't do that for the chest, then you didn't solve it because you're not back where you started and knowing the place for the first time. Could there be two? Two? Two. Could be there too. Okay, so what my ledge is to do with law. I don't know what your ledge is, but my ledge is to do with law, a certain type of law. And again, it didn't help me in my answer for either. It didn't help me in my answer for either. That no ledge didn't help me in my answer for either. Although it was interesting, looking at it. Because that's what I did. I looked up words. I looked up words. And my understanding of that word that I looked up was to do with law, to know law. What type of law was that? Yeah, I know. I've just said that was my taking of it, what it means. Because I look up words. 160 something words in the poem, and other words that Forrest Fenn said that I had to know. Because Forrest said it's important to know what is worth knowing and what isn't. So I looked up, it is important to know. I looked up all those words to try and work out what Forrest was really saying. And knowledge without a D, I looked up know and ledge. But I'd already looked up know because it's important to know. So there's some words I didn't have to look up again, and some words that I did not look up again, but some words that I looked up. But it doesn't help not to find a chest. That word does not help you find a chest. What helps you find a chest, seriously, please listen. What helps you find a chest is to read the poem in the book The Fur of the Chase and use a little imagination. Bearing in mind that Forrest looked at all the words in that poem, especially the nouns. Just that. Not, you don't need all the words, blah, 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 but it's just you to ignore any, because that's for a secret treasure, maybe. But just to solve the poem for a chest, seriously, just to solve the poem for a chest, read the poem in the book The Fur of the Chase, bearing in mind that Forrest looked up all the words in that poem. That's it. That's it. That's your solve. Read the book. Read the poem in the book The Fur of the Chase, bearing in mind that Forrest looked up all the words in that poem, especially the nouns. That's it. Anything else you do after that is a waste of time. I'm embellishing a little. Is it being able to provide good reason for your understanding or belief of something you understand or have a belief in? Well, it's almost the same as having faith in a maverick. Oh, Richard's asking, what does it mean? I would have to look at my secret notes. Yeah, so it's one of the things that I looked up, early on, the LAGE without the D. And it wasn't easy to find at first, to be fair, because I normally use the word hippo. But after doing all of that stuff, after doing all of it, trying to work out everything that Forrest was saying, it was just understand the words in the poem. Just imagine. Just imagine. Read it with a different understanding. That was it. Could you do that for us, please? We are waiting with anticipation at this point. Could you do what? Read the poem differently? Forrest just said, read me what the poem says, and it's game over. So basically, there was only ever going to be one spot. If you're at the right spot and you arrive back where you started, and you understand why you could have the chest in your hands if you need a warm water hole, and if you told you the home ground, you go right to it. Why are you worried about the blaze if you know the home ground? If you have the home ground, why are you worried about warm water's hole, etc. All those things. If you just did that, it's game over. I would have to open a vault inside a vault inside a vault. Hey, Newman. How you doing? Well, I took on board your pansy and rabbit, and hence the what people would say was a field full of scarecrows, but I say is a field full of pansies. Which led to having to talk to someone, like Rabbit on with them, who is a friend of those scarecrows, or scarecrow. Legend of great proportions. Hey Mario, keep it down. We are in a trusted living share, right? Yeah, but trusted doesn't know what he needs to know. Trusted, the meaning of knowledge, if you would. But you only have to look up the word ledge. Imagination. Lege. Howdy all. Have a little drag on tonight. Oh, don't know what that is. It's a super duper secret. He can't say. It's vital to the soul. Nobody can speak of it. No, it's not vital to the soul at all. The only thing that's vital to the soul for the chest, bearing in mind it's only a lure, the only thing that's vital to that soul is understanding the words of the poem. That's the only thing that's vital. Anything else is just what they've made up because it's nothing to do with the chase. Did and look up the French word les over Spanish word. Yeah, I did Spanish because of Miss Ford wanted to teach me Spanish. I did Spanish because there's no J in the poem. Well, there's J, but it's not, often enough to find a lot of jars on a map. So there might be a Spanish word for jar that's in the poem, maybe. Could be. You're all missing the point. Forrest gave information to tell you how to do this. And no one has a map, so you obviously don't know where you're going because you need a good map to know where you're going. And you haven't got a map. You've got a solve that takes you to a random place and no map to take you there. So it would help if you had a map. So really, the poem's your map. And if you want bells and jars, then maybe the map will tell you where the bells and jars are. But you won't find any, well, it won't be buried where you're looking, you won't find it where you're looking, whatever the statement is. If you have a map, then you know where you're going anyway. So just make a map out of the poem. Why, when you have already done it, spit it out? It isn't relevant. Well, it's not necessary for the solve. I mean, I tell people that I've done their solve and they don't believe me. But trust me, I've done it. It's slightly different, than the way they do it because they research the internet and etc., etc., etc. And I just read what the poem says. Spit it out or swallow. That's like me telling you to use my video and then go solve the poem on your own. You're not going to do it. Don't try and hawk Twitter. Just give your answer super secret. There is a map in TTOTC, page 133, not the right map. The whole book is a map. I think I told Forrest that. Which page was it? More page. There's an X on one of the pages. 9. Is it page 9? I can't remember. Excuse me. The whole book is a map. It's a toponymy, topographical. It's one of them maps. Look at the pages. They're just mountain ranges and places. That's what it looks like. Well, we're waiting for those bombs to drop on page 99, is it? And page 133 it's imperative or vital, it's vital that no one shares my secret of the location of that map. It's a decoy. Well, there's plenty of them. Anyone know any angel donors? Angel donors? I don't know what an angel donor is. They donate angels? It's not a decoy, it's a map. My water heater is in need of 4,000. Wow. I hope you found the chest then. The correct information is vital, otherwise it is just a guess. Yes, Forrest said a guess will lead to a thin wallet. He said they are not bombs. He said they are not bombs, the ones on page 99. Did he? Oh, I don't know. They look like bombs to me. He said that the chest was a bomb and Dorothy lit the fuse. Maybe we should get in touch with Dorothy. Maybe we will. What kind of water heater is it? Gold plated. Already given my answers, but here is another. Umbilically attached is the 9 line that rescued him. His second hint to know where to start. Now tell us when you mean involved knowledge. It's not knowledge like that, imagination. It's no D. It's not knowledge. It's no ledge. Needing to know the word ledge. What ledge means. L-E-G-E. You can do it now. Just type in ledge in different languages. Well, Spanish, because of, there has to be a reason why Miss Ford is trying to teach Forrest Spanish. So Spanish must be involved somewhere. Maybe a Spanish galleon. I don't have a chest. You do, see it? A hot water, 40-gallon one that gives me hot water. Not a gold-plated hot water one. Yes, they look like bombs to me too. So look closer. FF did say they are not bombs. Yeah, and I'm not going to argue that, but it's weird because if you look at the plane has dropped two, and there's two still on the plane. So didn't they come from that plane? Or is he saying that? What are those things that he said he dropped? Oh, in that interview, not interview with Dale, when he said drain the pond, that's me taking flack. And there was pictures of Forrest flying the plane, or flying the plane, dropping the. I can't remember what he called them there. Down not bombs. Trying to think of the terminology of those things. 4,000 worth. That's almost. I'm not going to try and work it out, but 40 gallons into 4,000. And I found out it isn't to code either. Oh, Nikki, I will. So look closer. FF did say they are not bones. So look closer. Look closer. After a plum was supposed to last year. Arms with nipples. I mean, I can make that up. Well, I could, but I didn't. Maybe he was praying for these. So yeah, a new installed code replacement has been quoted at 4,300. Yeah, but I'm sure we can get it. I was quoted 1,400 to have me flipping hedges done. And it only cost me 300, so 1,100 off. My life sucks. First my wall being destroyed and my pool effed. Now this water heater issue, and it isn't covered by insurance. Well, claim for more for the wall and pay for the boiler with it. Yeah, I'd get a different quote. Is it a solar hot water heater? Fusion. nuclear boiler. I'm thinking if you shopped around, you'd probably get it for 2.5 at the most. I went with a tankless water heater. I actually like it. It's opted for the circulator to keep it rotating. Yeah, we got rid of our tank. All good. Turn on the tap. Flames. Hot water, turn it off. No flames. Until what Saturday? Until water reactor. Darn tootin'. 2 and 2 equals 5. Big. Is that the name of a heater, people? Price range. 2 plus 2 equals 5. Almost. If 1 plus 1 equals 3, then why not 2 plus 2 equals 5? As George Bush would say, that plumber does fuzzy math. 3 plus 3 equals 7. Keeps the pattern moving. 2, 2, 3, 3. Got some more rain. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. Or a pineapple pie. Indeed. Was that Dean Martin? When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. Some more. I don't know. That beautiful old lady who'd break it in half. Pineapple pie. Grab every banana. So my take on the chase, nothing is what it seems, as it seems. So therefore, don't believe anything that you see, read or hear, and then try to work out why that's the case. If Forrest was here, he'd tell you that I sent him lots of lots of different bits of information. And I would say that most of the solves were as good as anybody's. And anybody who put out a solve would claim they're the solver. Most of the solves were, were as good as that. But at the end of the day, they were nothing like the simple. I say simple. When you know the answer, you just want to slap yourself in the face. You really do. You just want to smack yourself over and over. Like, why'd you go for all that for? For the chest. So when you find the answer for the chest, you just want to. Went for all that, and that's all we get to do. But then the other stuff, that's again, the map, played chess, played, the game of cards, Powerball lottery, TIG, tag, chase, whatever you want to call it, Scrabble, word search, just having fun with Forrest playing, kids games. Well, the map wasn't a kids game, but fun with faulty math. Who would have thought? Wow, we could all come up with a new mathematic we could all understand. Would people believe that a map of the chase is on a buffalo robe? Would people believe that a map of the chase is on a buffalo robe? I don't know what a buffalo robe is, but in the chase, no one will believe anything. My 5-litre wood-fired hot water heater costs $70. You could buy 500 of those. $70? Man, that's cheap. My 5-litre wood-fired hot water heater costs $70. $500 times 10, 700. Is that right? 500 times 70. No, 500 times 7 is 3,500. You can't buy 500, can you? You're trying to confuse me again, trusted. 50, maybe. 50. 500 times 70. 500 times 7 is 3,500. Ah, thank you. You're trying to confuse me. You were 50. 50. I've never seen it on a buffalo robe. That could be very possible. No, I've never seen it on a buffalo robe, and I don't know what a buffalo robe is. Is it just a robe? I don't know. That's made of buffalo hair. It sounds like a song. Buffalo style. I studied math with the dyslexia. See, though that sort of statement of 570, they're the ones that the teachers used to say, all you have to do is look at what you've wrote and you know it can't possibly be right. It's like 500 times 70? Wow. That can't be right. I used to get told that most of the time. Man, if you just look at what you wrote, you know it can't be correct. So now I look at what I write and go, deep thinking using logic. Is that possible? What if? Plumbers only need to know shit runs downhill and Mayday is Friday. I was say payday. Mayday, payday. Mayday is Friday. Payday. I studied. I read that one. Oh. There were polygons in the chase as well. Just seen that polynomial theory. There were polygons in the chase. I can't remember what the solve was for that. Where was I for that one? Polygons. Don't forget the maze and the labyrinth. Don't forget that solve. And that person that went to New Mexico with the spirally thing on the floor when he went to that spring. I know Forrest said that it wasn't Santa Fe, New Mexico, etc., but I'm going there anyway because Excuse me, what did he say? 2.25 and 4.25 or something. So that means if you add that together, blah, 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 is 8.2. So that means it could be here. Oh dear. But he went then, it wasn't there. Oh, Newman retracted, I missed it. I am going to need you to show your work on these mathematical problems, Mr. Zozo wrote. Otherwise you fail. That's what all the teachers say, so why not you? It was trusted that failed miserably. 500 times 70, just no. Not going to buy that. Like the one in his... Oh, I missed that. How did I miss that? We'll look straight for the 50, like the one in his den. Oh, the buffalo robe, like the one in his den. No, I didn't know that's what it was called. A buffalo robe. Oh, yeah. Payday. Oh, payday's always good. Did Newman, when you're talking about working together, so the reason why there's scarecrows on the front is because those scarecrows are pansies. So really it's a field full of pansies, not a field full of scarecrows. Because nothing is as it seems. Trying to work out who you were and came up with one of those is a friend. I'm a night person, not me, Richard. Richard's a night person. Yeah, it's not easy to do 70 times 50 times 10. 70 times 5 times 10. It is. You just done it now. 70 times 5 times 10. It probably would have been easier. No, is it? No. Hang on. You're definitely trying to confuse me. Yeah, it would have been easy to do 70 times 10 times 5. No. Yes, that would still be 3,500. Mario, please, we are on the Zozo Rock Show. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting, don't I? Are we going to have to send you to timeouts? You already scared trusted living to a point where... But at least he answered correctly. Not just once, but twice. And showed his work, which is what you're after. Don't make me call a wrench. I will turn this stream around right now if needed. Oh no, let's not go back. We haven't had any ice cream or anything. It should be a hammer, not a wrench. An almond hammer. And the grapes. Was it almond hammer grapes? Was that the grapevine almond hammer? Was that the scrapbook? I think it was, wasn't it? It's hammer time. You can't touch this. Oh, that could be the clump of a boot, a hammer. Hammer time. You can't touch this. Yeah, the minute the second hand reached 8 o'clock. Mm. Who thinks that Forrest was talking about switching the chest when he was getting switched? Or was switching the bird? So I'm looking forward to today, or today soon, to see what comes of it. Maybe sending an email. Maybe looking at stoof.com. It does say something about stoof.com in the poem. I can't tell what that is, Trusted. Look at the glasses on. Oh, that is. It's like a Hong Kong food. I still can't even with the glasses on. Hong Kong food. It's a monkey, with a hammer. It's hammer time. All I have to do is enlarge the picture. You know, I've always been curious. If you want to go hunting, how does somebody that is unable to own a firearm able to hunt? Do you even have unable wildlife available to you? No, I don't know much about hunting, apart from the fox. Most of it is like the queen or the kings. It's all poaching and stuff like that. And then it's like clay pigeon shootings and things. I don't really. I mean, they might do. People may go out hunting. We don't have that many guns like you do. You're not allowed to. Obviously, allowed to own firearms and that, but I don't think you get into some sort of trouble if you if you if you're caught just wandering around with one. We're allowed to own them, but they have to be locked away, in a cabinet and stuff, with the keys and things. So you're allowed to own them, and then you have to have a license, but you're not allowed to just, wander around with them, as far as I know. So you can apply for a license and own one, but you can't carry one. So you would have to lock it up and then go to a range or something. I'm not sure that people can go hunting in that sense of the word, but I'm not sure on that. Homo sapiens. That reminds me of another thing that was in the poem, the green comet that hadn't been seen since Neanderthals walked the planet. It's like, how can Forrest know of a green comet that even the scientists didn't know existed? Just, I don't know. Wrote it in the poem in before 2010. Almost word for word, how how it was talked about, the green comet. It's crazy. No, just me monkey passing on a hammer. There is an older homo that had an orange-sized brain. True story. Well, it depends what size the orange is. I've seen some really big oranges and some really small oranges. Yeah, I find it hard to believe the history that we've been told. I certainly don't believe the evolution the way they said it. Most animals go extinct if they live in a place that is harsh, and whilst animals adapt, they don't change into another animal. It doesn't happen. Well, not now. Otherwise, it'd still be happening. Animals will be evolving in the last, 1,000 years, 2,000 years, whatever. Would have had at least one, evolve into something else. Nah. They either adapt to the climate, they become thinner, fatter, slightly different shape or whatever, more hair, but it's still the same animal or being. Do, 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 do. Sign language is always good. Okay, so wait just a minute. If you can't hunt and your farmers are being attacked, then you are being forced to purchase your meat from a grocery store where the meat is rolled. Yeah, yeah, we're not allowed to hunt. Well, we can go fishing. That's about it. But even that is, catch and release most of the time. And yeah, it has to be bought. I mean, people go, do go poaching and doing stuff, but it's all illegal. It's not. You're not allowed to go out and kill your own food. Yeah, we're not allowed to do, I mean, my dad did. My dad would get pheasants and all sorts of things, rabbits, but you weren't supposed to. Not with a gun. He didn't have a gun. Actually, I don't know how he got them, to be fair. Hmm. That's something I've never realised, never even thought about that. How did my dad get those animals? Hmm. Never even thought about it. Just used to go out and bring a pheasant back or a rabbit back or whatever, and you'd eat it. Not nice skinning a rabbit or plucking, birds. Or Forrest, I think Forrest talked about that. Plucking a bird. Is it Forrest? Book. Yes. Not nice. Oh, they're trying to do the same thing there. Wow. Yeah, I don't. The world's gone stupid. I think all all that seems to be happening is all the liberties that people have been used to are being stripped away. slowly, methodically, until you walk with your head down, you don't even see the sky, and you're supposed to have your faith in the police force and that. Well, I say the police force, CIA, FBI, and that, the Secret Service. A complex sperm. Ooh. Yeah, there is no evolution. We were made. Whether you believe it was God, whether you believe it was aliens, it doesn't matter. We were made. In fact, I would even go so far as to say it's very possible. I know you probably won't think it is, but it's very possible. If there is time travel, that we actually came from the future and that we're just AI in its, ultimate form, going from the robots to the biological nanobot type technology sort of stuff. And we're just created and then brought back. So there you go. Start living. Because it doesn't matter what animal it is, there has to be the first animal. Chicken and the egg, baby and the human. A baby doesn't live unless it has parents. Not possible. Not possible. I don't care what anybody says, not possible. So what came first, the baby or the parent? A parent was just suddenly put on, Adam and Eve. So it doesn't matter how you believe what you believe. I'm not going to argue with anyone about it, but there is no way something evolved into a baby that evolved into a man or a woman on their own. So two things had to evolve at the same time in order to create a baby. And then those people had to know how to look after a baby, have to cut the umbilical cord, tie it off, blah, blah, blah. No, no. We must be gullible to start, to even think those things. We're no different than the chicken and the egg. You can't suddenly just have a baby, two babies that grow up and have a baby. No, no, not in my way of thinking. So it's very possible that we were either made anyway, genetically manipulated, test tube baby, however you want to call it. But I don't think we're test tube babies because we've got belly buttons. So either from the future brought back, which, if you can think it's possible. If a man can think of an idea, then at some point that idea will be possible. So if there is time travel, it's possible that God is one of us in the future, up in the heavens, and knows everything because it's already happened. They've got it all on computer or however it is in that technology in 1,000 years, whatever. And everything's been brought back and put here to populate the earth because that's how they got to where they are. If it's not set up, then they won't be where they are in the future or however it works. But a dog doesn't turn into a bird. It doesn't turn into an elephant. It doesn't. For every different animal there is, it would have to have undergone each evolutionary change. There aren't enough years. This Earth hasn't been here that many years for it to do that. for it to be a frog and then a cat, and then from a cat to a dog, and from a dog to a giraffe, from a giraffe to an elephant, from an elephant to a tiger. It didn't happen. I can see cats either evolving and devolving from a big cat to a little cat. I can see that. I can't see a cat being a dog, or a dog being a bird, or a bird being an elephant, or no, no. Yes, they are. Oh, I don't know. You are wrong, Trusted. It was a parasitic egg that beat the chicken and crossed the road. I can prove it. I sold it back in 2015. There you go. It relates to Superman. Oh no, not Superman. So we have the answer to the chicken and the egg, or egg. First question. Alrighty. Can't. I. There is no way my head can get around the fact that as a human we evolved, and we evolved because a baby was born. No, no way, Jose. Never, ever, ever. One baby was born, and that created the change from monkeys to us. No, no. We were created, whether we were created in the past by higher technological beings, or we were created in the future and brought back to the past. I don't care, but we didn't evolve. No. Sperm bacteria could not have grown like sea monkey. Sea monkey do monkey. Me monkey is now sad. No, you don't have to believe a single word I'm saying. It could quite. It's not quite possibly because I don't believe it's possible, but it could be. You know, your way, because I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. I'm just making it up. I don't know the answer 100% to say that, mine or someone else's way of thinking is correct. You may be 100% correct, Trusted. But, I'd like to see how you explain all these things. That's related to Aquaman. Oh no, I thought you meant Aquaman Marina. Come on, Trusty, you're smarter than this. Yep, put the info out as a mockery and people will mock it. No, people will believe it. Ask Charles Darwin, he'll tell you. Or Gerald Durrell, my friend, and other animals. My family and other animals. I can't remember what he said, what it was then. Yeah, I've got to go as well because, I should have gone ages ago because Capro's live. Hey, gotta go. This was fun. Thanks, Justin. Great show. Cheers, buddy. Till the next time. Well, only great because you helped it be great. So, I was going to go. I'm sure Capro and them are on. Well, there's only 7 in anyway. They didn't even know that. So, take care, everybody. Thanks for popping in. I hope Capro's got, a better show than I gave. Take care. Ciao for now.